Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today I kind of just want to give an update on my Titanium. This is a MIG 140. This is a 120 plug only, and I have been unbelievably happy with it. Now I did do flux in the beginning, as most of you would, but we just recently went to gas, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to check us out on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, where we do giveaways. We also post future projects, upcoming sneak peeks, things like that. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. This titanium welder has been fantastic. I've not had any issues with it. I'm going to now that I said something about it, now that I'm talking about it, I will. I'm just kidding. It's really been very good. So let's just go over my setup here real quick. Titanium welder, MIG 140. I do have it on gas, a 75-25 mixture. I have it on Harbor Freight's cheaper cart, and I've been mostly happy with that. It is nice because it's just simple, and it's lightweight, and it's small, and it's cheap. So I mean, it's kind of hard to beat those things. The wheels have been good. The overall sturdiness has been good. It's been nice to have these hangers, and it's served my needs and purposes correctly. I do run the Harbor Freight apron. I do run a different hood than I was using before, and we'll go over that in just a moment. All of a sudden they're gone. Well, one moment while I go get my gloves. Vulcan Defender gloves. You pick those up for like 10 bucks. Those are really cheap. These gloves right here, my brother got from his old job. They're nice, but the fingers are a little stubby. I do use the sleeves on occasion, which are nice. Most of the time I end up wearing my Carhartt jacket. And then I did buy a bag of these gloves, and I probably didn't need to do that because these are the best ones and they're not that expensive. And once you put them on, you end up using them for like everything. I don't think I took them off one time while I was doing any of my most recent welding jobs. Cheap cap, I think that was like 10 bucks or 15 bucks or whatever. Just got that at the local welding store, which is where I got the gas from. Now I am using the Harbor Freight regulator. Vulcan, you know what? I'll be honest, I can't remember what model this is. I'll try to find it and put it in the description because I'll have all this linked. This one right here, I believe after it was on sale and after everything, including I think I put a little bit extra warranty on it. I think it was like 160 or 70 bucks, and it has been fan-freaking-tastic. I did have the cheaper one. I think it's just like the Chicago electric one, and that one's actually really not a bad hood. The really cheap one's got the blue flames on it. You know which one I'm talking about. I think they're like 50 bucks, and then sometimes you can get them for like 20 or 30 bucks on sale. I have been fairly happy with it, but the fact that it's only got a pair of sensors, where this one has 4 sensors, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. I used to block those all the time. And then recently it hasn't been like darkening properly. And so I was like, you know what? I was in the middle of a project and I needed to get it done. And I went out and bought one of these. So yeah, been unbelievably happy with that. So this is worth the extra bit of money, and the gas has been worth the extra bit of money. Let's go through and tally up how much everything cost. And you ready? Drum roll. We're under $1,000. So if you're thinking, oh man, it's getting really close to the price of a Miller or something, and I'm not down talking Miller or Lincoln or whoever at all, not at all. You will not be disappointed with any of those welders. But what I'm saying is that you can get basically the exact same results out of one of these titaniums. Welding with gas, I didn't get a ton of footage because it just showers even with gas, it likes to get on my GoPro lens. And I'm not saying that this splatters a lot with gas because it really doesn't, but it still does a little bit, and I don't want to ruin my GoPro. So I get a little bit of footage here doing it. Do not give me crap about my welding. I'm still learning. I'm not ashamed of it at all. It's solid. It's not going to go anywhere. The reason that my welds look so weird is because basically on a car you can only do an inch at a time, and then you've got to go somewhere else and you do an inch at a time, and you got to go somewhere else and do an inch at a time because you don't want to get too hot. The metal's pretty thin, and so the downside of that is that your welds look kind of chunky. First job I did on it, I paid off the welder basically, and then doing the rear subframe reinforcement kits in this car and this car here, I'm like so ahead, it's not even funny. If I took these if I just had a satellite welder come over here, somebody that would come over here and do these jobs, I'm probably $1,000 a car. They'd be welding for about 4, 5, 6 hours on each car. Like I said, you have to slowly move around and you have to grind the welds, and they have to be flat. You can't weld and leave them, because then the subframe bolts back onto those plates, so it's got to be all flat. Just these two cars right here, I've paid this off several times over, and we're not even getting started. I've done exhausts, we've done tips. Yes, if you're willing to do some of the projects yourself, your first project, depending on what you're doing, your first job could potentially pay off your welder with, okay, take it to a shop, they're going to charge you $700, or take that $700 and buy a welder, do it yourself. So, that's kind of how I look at it. Regulator. Let's talk about the gas real quick. I'm using the titanium regulator that it came with. I did hear that this regulator likes to kind of wander, and it does. So you have to be really careful, because mine would wander up. So it would slowly give me more gas, and I wasn't paying attention. I ran out of gas, which was an expensive lesson to learn, but my welds looked good, so it's okay. It didn't make a huge difference, other than it just kind of hurt the wallet, because I probably used that gas. Let me see here. It could have probably done about double what it did. So I was using about twice as fast as it should have. So keep an eye on that. If you're going to keep your regulator, eventually I will upgrade this one. Just kind of keep an eye on that every now and then. Just go over and check to make sure that that it hasn't like wandered off up or down. I just noticed like while I was welding, you go to run it, and all of a sudden I saw the smoke from welding. I saw it like spooling up, and there was like a lot of gas coming out. It was like an air gun, and it shouldn't be like that. The gas is a 75-25, like I mentioned earlier. This is not the biggest bottle. I don't know what size this one is necessarily. For how little I do, this is fine. And gas costs the same whether you fill up this one or whether you fill up the bigger one. So it's just kind of like, how often do you want to go to the store? The store is not very far from me. They're open decent hours. In fact, I drive past them to work every single day. So it's not a big deal to go back over there to get it refilled. So yeah, I just kind of want to give it an overview. I've kept it in good condition. I haven't left it outside. Haven't let it get super dusty. So take care of your stuff. Spend a little bit of extra money on a hood. Buy these gloves. I don't even have to say spend extra money, because those really aren't that expensive. Get one of these, cover your ear. I had the slag go down to my ear one time. That was not fun. I think the only other thing that I would do different in this setup, if I was like, hey, you watching, this is what I would do, I'm going to get a regulator. It's not worth it to me. That, let's just say here, let's say like 35 or 40 bucks in gas that I used extra that I shouldn't have. I could have put that towards a regulator. I think the regulator I was looking at, you can get them $60 to $200, just depends on which one you want to get and who you buy it from. And I would have much rather have used that money towards a new regulator. So yeah, just kind of want to give a quick update on how everything's going and how happy I've been with it. So when you see these people and they've just unboxed it, oh wow, it does this and it looks cool, it's like, okay, yeah, but what happens later on? What happens, what does it look like after several jobs? How much difference does gas make? Should I be doing gas? Is it worth it? And if you can get it all set up like I've got here for around $1,000, you're doing really, really, really well. You can spend $1,000. I don't know if you know, but there's a company called Snap-on. A cart like this from Snap-on is like $1,000. So, if you want to spend some money doing welding, if I went and swapped out all this and it was all name brand, blah, 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 I could be in this like $5,000 without even trying. And I'm in it around $1,000. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Comments or questions down in the comment section below. Do you own one of these? Do you have I think it's the, what's it called? The cheaper Harbor Freight one. Chicago Electric? Is that what it is? Anyways, if you have the cheaper one, let me know how you've liked it. What have you had to swap out? Do you own this one? Have you had to swap out your tip, the gun, any of the other components in here? What kind of wire are you using? What gauge, all that stuff. I want to know what your experience has been with, owning some of these cheaper welders. Do you recommend it to somebody? What would you have done different? I'm very interested to know. And you know who else is interested to know? Everybody else who is watching the video and reading through the comments. People that are looking to pull the trigger want to hear true, honest reviews and feedback. And I think having a community where a lot of people are commenting and giving feedback and telling us how their experience was helps out overall, because I was really close to buying a Lincoln, and again, I would not have been unhappy with it, but I went with this because I was just reading comments and people have been really happy with it. Let's see what kind of feedback we get, and I appreciate everybody so much for watching, and I will see everybody in the next video. Bam!